In this wood story, get ready for another inspiring and heartwarming mother-daughter build as Annabelle returns to the shop with a mission to build a beautiful Scandinavian-inspired bedside table, which will both be functional with room for chargers, but will also push her design skills to the limit as she learns the harsh reality between drawing a picture
we got it.
And actually building
it.
So go grab your popcorn and let's start this wood story.
Are there particular pieces, like we don't really... Are there pieces that I like?
Yeah, like... So this story begins the way that most does, with an idea. Now, I cannot take credit for this idea. It is 100% my daughter's because she is extremely talented in both media and design. And she's actually considering a career in structural design. So this project will be another piece that she can add to her growing portfolio, if it works out, that is. Now, the design is as follows. It is a mid-century modern design, and she's calling this the lavkage table, which means layer cake in Danish. It's a traditional birthday cake filled with yummy custard and berries on the inside. All right, now I'm just getting hungry. But anyways, the idea is that this table will be made up from 2 layers, where the underside can potentially hide a built-in charger for her phone and such, and then the top and the side areas can hold her never-ending plant collection. To build this table, we are going to be using roasted ash. And spoiler alert, this may be my most favorite wood ever. It's about half the cost of walnut, and it is beautiful to work with. Now, I ended up picking up the wood on my own because Annabelle had some lame excuse of needing to be in school or something like that. But I also planed the wood because, well, I'm still a mother and I am not ready to let her plane wood just yet. At least not using my electrical planer. Maybe if I give her a hand plane next time. Maybe next year. We'll see. We started the project by having a talk about the grain of the wood for the top and for the bottom pieces.
You know? But remember, when we're cutting it, we're going to be cutting it like this, and then it's going to be next to the other one. So you'll have all of it. It's just going to, like, think of it, it's going to be essentially look like this next to each other, right? So it's not going to be like perfect match.
Now, I never really considered these sorts of things when I first started woodworking, but today I spent a lot of time laying out boards to ensure that they will appear seamless when connected. Sometimes doing this prep work can make all the difference in the end. With the board selected, Annabelle started measuring out our initial cuts, but with some difficulty.
Do you need to remeasure the other one again?
No, I did 65.
What is it that we say? Measure twice, cut once.
Dang it, I did.
You did? That is why we measure twice.
But let's be honest, we've all been there. The project was off to a great start. Annabelle cut the pieces to size on the miter saw, and then she progressed to using the table saw, as we also needed some straight edges cut before we were able to glue the pieces together. And she did great. But man, is it hard to watch her using these very scary machines on her own. Now, don't get me wrong, she got her driver's license this year, so I've had to learn to let go and trust in her because she drives every single day, and that is a scary tool on its own. But as a parent, there's always going to be a part of me who wants to do all the scary stuff for her in order to protect her from danger. And I'm starting to realize that this time is slipping away. And because she's basically an adult now, which is hard. And I'm sure that if you've ever had teenagers, you may have felt the same. But let me know, how did you deal with it? Were you able to let go, or did it just kind of happen naturally?
Okay, so it's end of day number 1, and what have we done so far, Annabelle?
So we went through all the wood pieces that Mom bought for me, yay, and we planed and we jointed them and we made sure like all of them were nice and smooth, and I got to do some action on the saw there, if you want to do a quick pan, which was fun. I got to go up and down with it, and cut the pieces, and then Also, I got to use the table saw, which was pretty fun. Mom always gets a little scared when I go near that one. And then I also used the planer, which is right behind you.
Yeah. And we're working our way up to
the jointer.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe,
we'll see.
Really? I thought you were like maybe in a year.
Well, we'll see. We probably have to do the CNC tomorrow, right? So, okay, that's it. We're going to bed.
Yes, day one out.
What are you doing?
I'm just feeling it. I just feel like it shifted slightly.
So game plan for today. We finished off these yesterday. Today we're gonna cut them on the CNC. We have to clean up the CNC. There's a lot of crap over there. And we need to set up the files in the CNC so that we can cut out the shapes. And we also need to set up the file for the charger. So I need to know where you want it on the design.
Yeah.
I've already started the work for that, so we'll go over
really?
to look at that.
Thank you.
But why don't we get these out of the clamps and then you can script them down and then I'll start cleaning the CNC.
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Annabelle, and I'm going to be taking over the voiceovers for my mom, at least for a little while. So today's goal was to cut out the top and bottom layers of my table. One of the first things we talked about when we first got into the shop was how big were we going to make these layers of the table and how would they work and fit on top of each other. So it was a lot of trial and error and a lot of mom making me run back and forth from the measuring tape to make sure all of the measurements were correct. Working with the CNC was pretty fun, and seeing how powerful it was and how easily it could cut away shapes was pretty fun. But today, technology was not on our side as we kept running into difficulties with the CNC, from the CNC not cutting deep enough or all the way through the wood, or just weird funky shapes that it was making.
Uh-oh. Somebody forgot to turn on the vacuum. So we just finished the first base layer for the CNC, and we also cut out where the electrical is going to come in through, and we added a tapered edge, which is really nice, and it helps enhance the organic shape. It's looking pretty good.
I'm glad I got to see the whole process of failure and success over and over again, even though it was excruciating, because it helps me build a better picture that something isn't made in one day and that it takes a lot of effort and time and a lot of creativity to get over problems. And it's definitely built my appreciation for woodworking and the amount of effort my mom puts into all these videos and all of her projects.
I would put a folder, but I don't know if that's
See that thing on her back? I stuck it there like 2 hours and she still hasn't noticed.
What?
Nothing?
What'd you do for 2 hours?
No, I didn't do anything. You can see when you look back at the footage.
What did you do? What do I have on me? Something on me?
No.
Sticky ocean. What do I have?
After fooling around with the CNC for a couple of hours, we started moving on to the legs to cut, and we also started the sanding process, which takes a very, very long time.
Okay, so it's Saturday and end of day number 2. What have we done, Annabelle?
So we got to cut out the bits of wood here for the layers. We cut it with the CNC. We're having some difficulty with it, but you know what, we're shining through. And now I have this fun little sharp edge and other edge on it. And then also we cut through the piece of wood here for the electrical, which is pretty epic. And then I've been sanding for the past hour. And Mom's been working away on the legs, if you want to do a quick pan to that. Yeah, but we've been working since like 10, and it's around 1:30 now. 2
o'clock.
2 o'clock, so
Yeah.
it's been a long day of work.
Call it a day.
So I think we're gonna call it a day, and
Don't know what we're doing tomorrow.
tomorrow we're gonna finish the legs, and we're gonna add them onto the structure, and then sand.
Sounds good. See you tomorrow.
Hey everybody, so I'm out here in the shop alone because Mom told me to be up and ready for 9:45 today. Well, 9:30 actually, that's what you're on. And then the second I got down at 9:30, she decided to take a walk with the dogs and leave and not even tell me. So I'm in here alone, waiting for her to come back. And I guess like I'll just keep sanding. I mean, I have like a lot of sanding to do, so come with me to do a solo sand. I'm gonna see if I can try to figure out how to do the sanding machine. Because I like used it yesterday, but I don't actually know like use it. Like, Mom needs to do something about her electrical because something is bound to blow up soon. Let's just use that. That looks good. Test. Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. She's coming. Lady, you're late for your shift. Told Dad to tell you. No, he just played video games. I went over to him, I'm like, Mom, go. And he's like,
So if you're done with 60 or 80, then you can keep going up in grid, right?
yeah,
If
so what do you want me to do,
first
like
ones-
90 or 100?
So the next one will be 80, then 120.
So 120.
Okay, moment of truth. See if it fits after my chiseling
After
over.
chiseling. Just like push it really hard. Hey!
Like
show,
a glove.
show it to the camera.
There you go. Pretty sweet.
I like that. So, what did we do today?
So today we finished cutting all the legs on the CNC. Yesterday we had just done 2. Then we cut 1 more and realized that we still needed 4. So we had to cut 4 total. And we cut the little top pieces as well. And we rounded them over on the router so that they are pretty epic looking. And now we're trying to figure out the right balance for the table. Right now it's just held together with some nice double-sided tape, which is why we determined that we probably do need 1 more leg, which is probably gonna go somewhere around here.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. It's day 4.
Well,
4.
we did start Thursday, but that was very quick. We only did glue up.
Yeah.
So would you consider that day 1?
Yeah.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's Monday. So this is day number 5 then. Alright, so what are we gonna do today, Annabelle?
Hopefully get the legs onto the actual table.
Yep.
So we gotta do some cutting out of some paper to make sure the alignment's proper, right?
Yeah, we're gonna make a template for the legs to figure out where they're going to be connected.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna router out the legs,
Mhm.
the inside of the tabletop so that we can connect the legs.
Yeah.
And then we will hopefully connect the legs.
Yes. Yes.
So, what are we doing here? Why are we standing around talking?
I
Should
don't
we get
know.
to work here?
Okay.
Let's go!
Okay, we finished. We finished the entire design, guys. Isn't she a beauty? It's totally not being held up only by tape. But it's kind of cool because it's like this is what it's gonna look like at the end of the day. At the end of a very long day.
For the legs, Annabelle had this idea that she wanted them round, thicker at the top and thinner at the bottom. But this actually proved more difficult to do in reality, as I did not yet own a lathe at this point. So we ended up compromising a bit and decided to cut the legs on the CNC, and that essentially created that same profile where it was larger at the top and lower at the bottom. And then we also ran them through the router with a round over bit. So we ended up with a very similar effect. Now that part of the project was straightforward enough, but the one thing that we really hadn't considered is how do you find the perfect placement for the legs when you're working with a table that is actually off balance? Now, I am sure that there is some sort of magic math formula that will tell you exactly how to calculate this, but even with the help from ChatGPT, it just wasn't working out. So instead, we went the old-fashioned way and used painter's tape to attach the legs and checked it for proper balance before committing to the final placement. And each of the legs were jointed with the tabletop by routing out a small groove that we cut a template for using my laser. And after a lot of trial and error, we finally found the perfect balance. Annabelle once again had to go to school, so this time I offered to help her out because she was getting pretty impatient about getting this table done. So I decided to coat it for her using tung oil. It's nice to use tung oil because it's durable, it adds a little bit of sheen, and if you want it to be super shiny, you can just keep building up the coats to get it as shiny as you would like.
Hey everyone, so this is the final product in my room. As you can see, it has the multiple layers that I was looking for, so I can fit my plants and my books underneath. And over here is the electrical outlet feature I was talking about, where I have chargers to charge my phone and to connect to some nearby lights. And I also have my light remote. But overall, I'm really happy with this design and how it looks in my room. And I mean, I've been using it for months already, and it's been really effective. It's been really useful. And I'm glad that I was able to balance form and function with this. And I'm really glad you guys stuck around to the end to see the reveal. And I hope you see my mom's next videos. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this wood story. As you may have noticed, this one was a little bit different than my usual style. So I want to give a big thank you to my daughter, Annabelle, because not only did she help build this amazing Lauke table, but she also edited this full video. Her passion is film and being creative, and as you can see, she is well on the way to creating some really amazing things. And as she has just graduated high school, she is off to Europe, where she's been accepted into an amazing film school. So please give her your well wishes for an amazing year abroad. And I hope that at least when she's back, we can bring you another fun mother-daughter build such as this one. Thank you so much for watching this wood story. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more great content. And as usual, a huge thank you to all of my patron members. You are so appreciated. And if you want to learn how to become a patron member, then you can find all the details right here. I'll see you next time.